On the bottom, we just have a pretty much filled in story problem. We do a lot of story problems in this unit, and the most, usually the biggest challenge is just writing the system to start with. So this method will be used to solve a system of word problems where both equations are written in slope-intercept form, which hopefully we know by now slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So if you have a situation where you're given a start value and a rate of change and a start value and a rate of change, probably that will become a y1 equals y2 system. So looking at this one, Sam owns 3 rings. He buys 2 new rings a week. John owns 15 rings. He loses 2 rings a week. When will those 2 guys or people, Sam and John, have the same number of rings? How many rings will they have? So this is filled out for us. The x and y are defined for us. X is time, weeks. Y is number of rings. This defining the variables is just like we did in our linear unit. It's just that now we have 2 equations using those 2 variables. So we didn't actually write the system. The system is going to have 1 equation for Sam. So Sam owns 3 rings. And he buys 2 new rings a week. So start value of 3, rate of change of 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2 becomes plus 2x. We write a second equation for John. John owns 15, but he loses 2 a week. So minus 2 minus 2 minus 2 becomes minus 2x. Tangentially, we could have written this in function notation. 3 plus 2x, g of x equals 15 minus 2x. And actually, I think this would be really clear that f of x and g of x are not always equal to each other, but at the solution they are. And then we would still just set up the equation this way. So 3 plus 2x equals 15 minus 2x just at the solution, just at that moment in time when Sam and John have the same number of rings. So we've done this for you. We set the equation up. We solved it because we know this part is just second nature at this point, and we didn't have a lot of space. So x is 3. Plug that 3 back into Sam's equation. Sam has 9 rings at that time. Oh, I kind of ruined that for us. I already talked about the meaning. So x is 3, y is 9. So for a system of equation story problem, you will still be generally writing that ordered pair. But then more importantly, you're going to actually answer the question. When will Sam and John have the same number of rings? So after this 3 gives me my when, my weeks. After 3 weeks, man, this is not a lot of space. Both will have... And now my y gives me how many? 9 rings. So we could have checked that. Does this fit for John? He has 15. He has subtracted 2 3 times. So 15 minus 2 times 3, 15 minus 6 is 9. So yep, after 3 weeks, this describes how many rings Sam has. And after 3 weeks, he has 9 rings. This describes John. And after 3 weeks, he also has 9 rings. So here's my meaning of my solution. So here's the mathematical solution. Here is the meaning in terms of the context, which is at only this point in time, after 3 weeks, both have 9 rings.